In this lesson, we'll be talking about temperature scales. So temperature scales we're looking at different ways of measuring someone's body temperature, and sometimes it's temperature of other objects, but in the health field, we want to take their internal temperature. So we have three different measures. Kelvins are typically used scientifically. You may come across it in other courses. I'm not sure how much you'll come across it in the health field, but typically when we're talking about humans and health, we're either measuring in Celsius or in Fahrenheit. Americans tend to measure everything in Fahrenheit, but even in Canada, still to this day, a lot of people, if they want to gauge a fever, they'll be talking about like 98 or 99 degrees or whatever it is. Or it could be in Celsius. So it is important, for people to understand how to convert between them. So we do have formulas to convert between the temperatures. So first formula, if you want to convert Celsius from Fahrenheit to Celsius, you just take the Fahrenheit temperature, subtract 32, and then divide by 28. If you want to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit, then you multiply 1.8 times the Celsius temperature, and then add 32. And for kelvins, kelvins is probably the most straightforward. You just take the Celsius temperature and add 273. So if we want to look at an example of how to change from one temperature type to another, we can look at this example where we want to change 70 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So it wants us to change 2 Celsius degrees, so our temperature formula that we're going to use is the temperature Celsius one, and we know that from our first slide that the Celsius temperature is equal to the Fahrenheit subtract 32 divided by 1.8. Now we're given our Fahrenheit temperature, so we just plug that in for TF, and that becomes 70.0 minus 32 over 1.8, and then 70 minus 32 is 38 divided by 1.8, which gives us 21.1, repeating. Okay, and here's an important piece. This will be in degrees Celsius, so the units are very important, so make sure you include that. But we had 3 significant digits up here, so 1, 2, 3. So that means that we should put our answer in 3 significant digits, so 21.1 degrees Celsius. Okay. So in another example, we can go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So if we're going to Fahrenheit, that means we're going to be using our Fahrenheit temperature formula. So we know that that's 1.8 times the Celsius temperature plus 32. Okay, and we're given our Celsius temperature is 20 degrees, so 1.8 times 20 plus 32, and 1.8 times 20 is 36, and 36 plus 32 gives us 68. And again, we have 1, 2, 3 significant digits in the question, so that means that we should have 3 significant digits in our answer, but right now we only have 1, 2, so we put in a decimal. That makes this 0 significant, and then we just throw in our degrees Fahrenheit, so 68.0 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. And again, converting Celsius to Kelvin, well, okay, if we're going to Kelvin, then we're going to use our Kelvin formula, and our Kelvin temperature is the Celsius temperature plus 273. Very straightforward. We had 8.00 kelvins plus 273. 8 plus 273 is 281 kelvins, and we had 1, 2, 3 significant digits, so 1, 2, 3, so our answer is good as it is. Again, converting from Fahrenheit to Celsius, we're going to Celsius, so we want our Celsius formula, so that's the Fahrenheit temperature minus 32 divided by 1.8, we have 20 degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 over 1.8. And 20 minus 32, remember you can have negatives in when you're dealing with temperature, so 12 divided by, we get negative 12, sorry, divided by 1.8. And when we divide that, we get negative 6.6 repeating. Looking for the significant digits, we had 1, 2, 3 significant digits up top. So that means we're going to need 1, 2, and then because this is 6.666 and so on, we need 3 significant digits, 1, 2, 3, draw your line, look over your rounding wall. That's a 6, so that means we're going to bump that up to a 7. And then we put in our units, so negative 6.7 degrees Fahrenheit. So converting again, we can still convert negative temperatures, so we want to convert this to Fahrenheit, so we'll use our Fahrenheit formula. The Fahrenheit temperature is equal to 1.8 times the Celsius temperature plus 32. So 1.8, our Celsius temperature is negative 88.0 plus 32. And 1.8 times negative 88 is negative 158.4. Add 32, which is going to give us negative 126.4. And if we look at our answer up top, 1, 2, because that decimal is there, that 0 is significant, so we want 3 significant digits. So 1, 2, 3, draw our rounding wall, look over the top, and that's below 5, so it's going to stay at negative 126 degrees Celsius. And so converting temperatures is important, but so is reading thermometers and understanding what they mean. Most thermometers nowadays are digital, so you probably won't have to read one other than a digital readout, but just in case you do come across a mercury thermometer, just knowing like how to read them is important. So if we zoom in here, we can see that between 98 and 100 is this long tick, which would represent 99. And so for 1 degree Fahrenheit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we have 1 degree divided by 5 ticks, each tick represents 0.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So the question wants us to read the temperature indicated by each of the following thermometers. So if each tick, well, we can see on this first one that the line here goes right up to 99. So that's fairly straightforward. That's 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Over here, we have, it goes up to 99, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks past. So we have 4 times 0.2 degrees Fahrenheit, which equals 0.8, and now we just add the 99 that it goes up to. So 99, which will give us 99.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So reading, you won't come across this too much, but it's important to be able to read thermometers. And then using the formula, just figure out what they want you to find, and then make sure that you use the appropriate formula, plug in the questions, plug in the information in the correct area in the formula, and do the calculations, and keep in mind significant digits as to what you should round your answer to.